You ever notice how some people work their asses off every single day, and yet their bank account never changes? Same paycheck, same bills, same stress. Meanwhile, someone else, maybe with the same job, the same opportunities, manages to grow, to build, to move forward. Why? It's not luck. It's not because one person is smarter than the other. It's because one of them learned the game, and the other stayed stuck playing by the wrong rules. Money isn't math. It's mindset. And if you don't get your head right about money, I don't care how many hours you put in, you'll always be chasing, never catching. See, most people think wealth starts with a salary, a promotion, a lucky break. No, wealth starts in your brain. It starts with the way you think, the choices you make, the habits you build every single day. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't master your money mindset, your money will master you. And it will own you, control you, keep you small. But if you shift how you think, if you develop the right mental habits, you can take what you have, no matter how little, and multiply it. So tonight, I want to challenge you, not just to listen, not just to nod along, but to confront the way you've been programmed to think about money. Because the 7 habits I'm about to share, they're not tricks, they're not hacks, they are weapons. They are the armor you wear into the battlefield of life. And once you learn them, you'll never look at a dollar the same way again. Let's be clear, this is not going to be comfortable, because growth never is. But if you stick with me, if you lean into this, you'll walk away with more than knowledge. You'll walk away with power. You ever wonder why 2 people can start in the same place, go to the same schools, get the same paycheck, but 10 years later, one is drowning in debt and the other is living free, building, stacking, moving ahead? Same opportunities, same environment, yet completely different results. Why does that happen? It happens because one person understood something the other didn't. It wasn't about having a better boss or being born into the right family. It wasn't luck. It was mindset. The way they saw money, the way they handled money, the way they respected money. And most people never stop to realize this. They think money is just math, what comes in, what goes out. But let me tell you something. Money is not math, it's mindset. And until you master that, nothing changes. I learned this the hard way. Years ago, I met someone who had what looked like everything. Big house, luxury car, expensive watch. They made more money in a year than I thought I'd ever see in my lifetime. And yet, when I scratched beneath the surface, they were broke, drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, praying the next deal would save them. The appearance was there, but the foundation was hollow. On the other side, I knew a man who drove the same beat-up truck for 15 years. No flashy clothes, no designer shoes, didn't look like he was worth much. But behind the scenes, this guy had assets. He had properties. He had investments. He had peace of mind. He wasn't chained to his job or his bills. And when life hit him with challenges, as it does to all of us, he wasn't shaken. He had built himself a fortress brick by brick, habit by habit.
That's when it clicked for me.
Money isn't about what you see. It isn't about how loud you can show it. It's about how solid you build it. And the difference between being rich and being wealthy, between staying broke and building freedom, comes down to your mindset. But here's the problem. Most people don't want to hear that. They want shortcuts. They want some magic app, a get-rich-quick trick, a lottery ticket. They'll spend more time searching for hacks than they will developing discipline. And that's why so many stay stuck. Because mindset isn't sexy. It's not flashy. It doesn't give you an instant dopamine hit. But it is the foundation. I want you to imagine something. Imagine you woke up tomorrow and every dollar you had was gone. Your bank account empty, your credit frozen, your job terminated. What would you do? Some of you right now felt your chest tighten just at the thought of it. Panic, fear, stress. That's the reaction when your security comes from the money itself, not from the mindset you've built. But I'll tell you this. If you truly build a money mindset, if you ingrain the right habits, you could lose it all tomorrow and rebuild it again. Because wealth is not in your bank account, it's in your brain. I've seen people make 6 figures and still feel broke. I've seen people on modest incomes who built empires. The difference is never the paycheck, it's the choices, the habits, the way they see money, the way they control it, and not the other way around. And if you're sitting there right now saying, well, I just don't make enough to think about mindset, I'm going to challenge you. That's exactly why you need it. Because mindset isn't something you wait to develop once you make it. It's the thing that gets you there. You can't expect to manage 10,000, 100,000, a million if you can't manage 100. Your mindset with a little determines how you'll handle a lot. Let me put it bluntly. If you don't master your money mindset, money will own you. It will keep you working for it, stressing over it, fighting with people you love because of it. It will decide where you live, what you eat, how much sleep you get, and how much freedom you never taste. But if you flip the script, if you start thinking differently, you can take control. You can make money your tool, not your master. You can turn it into your soldier, working for you instead of you always working for it. This is what tonight is about. It's not about financial hacks or technical investing strategies. It's about the 7 core habits that build your money mindset. And let me be clear, these are not tips. They are not suggestions. They are weapons. They are the habits that will separate you from the crowd, that will put you on a path most people never get to walk, because most people stay trapped in the same cycle, living the same year over and over again, just with more debt and less time. But you don't have to be most people. You can be the person who says, I'm done letting money control me. I'm done living small. I'm ready to build something real. That choice begins with shifting how you think. It begins with creating habits that reinforce discipline, growth, and power. Now, I'll warn you, some of what I'm about to say is going to sting. It's not comfortable, but growth never is. If you came here looking for comfort, this isn't the room for you. But if you came here ready to challenge yourself, ready to take the hard road that leads to freedom, then you're in the right place. Because the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want isn't money, it's mindset. And when you master that, money becomes a byproduct. Money becomes the result of how you think, how you act, how you discipline yourself. And when you master it, no one can take it away from you. So tonight, I'm not just giving you information, I'm giving you the blueprint. 7 habits that, if you practice them, will rewire the way you think about money forever. And once you learn them, you'll never look at a dollar the same way again. The first habit you need to build a money mindset is discipline over impulse. This one alone separates the people who win with money from the people who forever stay broke. Every day you're tempted, new phone, new car, that extra drink, that little online purchase you don't need. You tell yourself, it's only $20, it's only 50. But let me tell you something, those little impulses add up to chains around your neck. Every dollar you waste on something meaningless is a dollar you're robbing from your future self. Discipline means you pause. You ask yourself, does this serve me or does this satisfy me for 5 minutes? People who succeed with money know how to delay gratification. They train their brain to say no when it matters. And here's the truth. If you can't say no to yourself in the small things, you'll never control the big things. The second habit is learn before you earn. Too many people want the paycheck, but they don't want the knowledge. They think money will solve their problems, but money without wisdom is a curse. You hand someone $1 million with no mindset, no education, no understanding, and in 2 years, they'll be back to zero. We see it all the time with lottery winners, athletes, even celebrities. They get it fast, they lose it faster. Knowledge is the foundation. You gotta study money, read about it, talk about it, ask questions, understand how it works. The person who learns continuously is dangerous because they're never stagnant. And here's the kicker. You don't even need money to start learning about money. Books are cheap, podcasts are free. Information is everywhere, but you have to be hungry enough to seek it out. The third habit is live below your means. And I know you've heard that before. But let me ask you, are you doing it? Because most people are not. Most people are living above their means, spending money they don't have to impress people they don't even like. They're buying cars they can't afford, clothes they can't pay off, vacations they'll still be financing a year from now. Living below your means doesn't mean living in misery. It means being strategic. It means knowing the difference between want and need. It means building margin so you can breathe, so you can invest, so you can move when opportunity comes. Wealthy people don't spend to look rich. They spend to stay free. The fourth habit is invest in yourself first. You are your greatest asset, but most people treat themselves like their lowest priority. They'll drop hundreds on entertainment, but won't spend a dime on a course, a seminar, a skill that could increase their earning power for the rest of their life. Let me tell you, your income will rarely grow beyond your personal growth. You want more money? Become more valuable. Learn skills that make you harder to replace, harder to ignore. And investing in yourself doesn't just mean skills. It means health. It means mindset. It means building a version of yourself that can carry the weight of wealth. Because money amplifies who you are. If you're weak, money will magnify that weakness. If you're strong, money will magnify that strength. The fifth habit is build multiple streams of income. One income is dangerous. One job, one client, one business. It's a fragile system. The moment that stream dries up, you're in crisis. Wealthy people think differently. They plant seeds in different places so that if one field fails, the others still feed them. And here's the truth. You don't need 10 streams to start. You just need to start with one extra. A side hustle, an online project, investing in assets. Something that grows while you sleep. Because if all your money depends on your time, you'll never be free. You'll always be trapped trading hours for dollars. The goal isn't to work harder. It's to work smarter and let money start working for you. The sixth habit is stay uncomfortable. Most people run from discomfort. They want security, safety, routine. But wealth doesn't live in the comfort zone. It lives in risk, in stretching yourself, in doing what most people won't. I'm not telling you to gamble recklessly. I'm telling you to embrace calculated risk, to put yourself in situations where you're forced to grow. Comfort is where dreams go to die. You want to build a money mindset? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Take on challenges that scare you. Start projects you don't feel ready for. Every time you step into discomfort, you expand your capacity. And with that capacity comes more opportunity, more income, more freedom. The seventh habit is protect and grow your wealth. Making money is one thing. Keeping it is another. Too many people focus only on how to earn, but they never learn how to guard what they earn. You have to protect yourself from bad debt, from reckless spending, from toxic people who only drain you. You have to protect your credit, your reputation, your future, and then you have to grow it. That means putting your money into places where it multiplies. Assets, investments, businesses that scale. Protect and grow. That's how you go from hustling for scraps to building an empire. These 7 habits aren't optional. They are non-negotiable. They are the difference between living in survival mode and living in freedom. Between waking up every day, stressed about bills, and waking up every day, deciding how you want to live. But here's the catch. Habits don't form overnight. You can't just hear this once and think your life will magically change. You've got to train these habits, practice them, make them part of who you are. And that requires discipline, consistency, and the willingness to hold yourself accountable. So ask yourself right now, which of these habits are you missing? Where are you slipping? Because one weak link in the chain can break the whole thing. And here's the reality. Not everyone in this room will commit to this. Some of you will hear these words, nod your head, feel the motivation, and then go right back to the same old cycle. But a few of you, the ones who decide enough is enough, you'll take these habits seriously. You'll practice them, live them, own them. And in a few years, your life will look unrecognizable compared to today. Because money doesn't respect talk. Money respects action. Most of you don't have a money problem. You have a decision-making problem. You have a thinking problem. And until you change the way you think, no amount of money in the world is going to save you. That's the part most people don't want to hear. They'd rather believe the system is against them, or their boss is against them, or life just isn't fair. And maybe some of that is true. But here's the question. What are you going to do about it? Because complaining won't pay the bills. Blaming won't build wealth. Excuses will never deposit $1 into your bank account. You've been told stories about money your whole life. Some of you grew up hearing money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. We can't afford that. Those phrases weren't just words. They became programs. They shaped the way you see money today. If you were taught money is scarce, you live in scarcity. If you were taught money is evil, you sabotage yourself the moment you get close to it. And if you were taught money is something other people have, but not you, you'll keep finding ways to push it away, even when opportunity is right in front of you. So let's reframe. Money isn't scarce. Money is everywhere. It flows in and out of hands, businesses, markets, every second of every day. The question is not whether money exists, it's whether you positioned yourself to capture it. Money isn't evil, it's neutral. It's a tool. It amplifies who you are. If you're generous, money lets you be more generous. If you're reckless, money lets you destroy yourself faster. And money isn't something other people deserve more than you. It's something anyone can attract if they're willing to shift their habits, their thinking, and their actions. Here's the truth, being broke is not permanent. It's a situation. Staying broke is a choice. In the moment you accept that, the moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, you take back your power. Because you can change your income, you can change your habit, you can change your future. But none of that starts until you change your story. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I can't afford it? That one sentence kills possibility before it even has a chance to breathe. Reframe it. Instead of, I can't afford it, ask, how can I afford it? That tiny shift changes everything. One is defeat, the other is strategy. One shuts the door, the other opens it. Or maybe you say, I'm not good with money. Do you know what that really means? It means you've decided to stay ignorant. It means you're giving yourself permission not to try. Reframe it. Say, I'm learning to be good with money. That one shift changes your identity. You're no longer someone who avoids responsibility. You're someone who is actively growing, and your brain starts searching for proof to back up that new identity. Here's another one. Some of you think making money is selfish, that if you want more, you're greedy. Let me flip that on you. What's more selfish? Living broke, stressed, unable to provide for yourself or your family? Or building wealth so you can take care of them, give opportunities, and make an impact? Money in the hands of good people does good things. But if you convince yourself that wanting more makes you bad, you'll never allow yourself to rise. Reframe it. Wealth isn't greed. Wealth is responsibility. And here's the one I love the most. I'm stuck. How many of you have said that? I'm stuck in this job. I'm stuck in this situation. I'm stuck with these bills. Let me tell you something. You're not stuck. You're comfortable. And comfort can feel like stuck because it lulls you to sleep. But there's always a move you can make. There's always a step forward. The problem isn't being stuck. It's being unwilling to get uncomfortable enough to move. Reframe it. Instead of I'm stuck, say I'm choosing comfort over progress. Own it. Because the moment you own it, you can change it. See, mindset reframing isn't about lying to yourself. It's about telling yourself the truth in a way that empowers action. It's about catching the limiting belief the moment it shows up and flipping it on its head. Because the beliefs you repeat become the life you live. And if you don't take control of that story, it will control you. So let me challenge you. From this moment forward, I want you to notice every negative thought you have about money. Catch it, write it down, and then ask yourself, is this belief helping me or hurting me? If it's hurting you, reframe it. Replace it with a question. Replace it with a possibility. Replace it with something that forces your brain to move toward action instead of retreat. Because this is the battlefield, not your bank account, not your paycheck, not the stock market. The real battlefield is in your mind. And the side that wins in your head determines what you win in your life. If you walk away with nothing else tonight, walk away with this. Money isn't the root of your problem. Your mindset is. And the moment you decide to change your mindset, everything else starts to shift. You'll see opportunities you never noticed before. You'll make decisions you were too afraid to make before. You'll hold yourself to a higher standard than you ever thought possible. That's the power of reframing. So stop saying you can't. Stop saying you're not ready. Stop saying you're stuck. Stop saying you'll do it later. Later is the excuse that keeps people broke forever. Now is the only time you'll ever have. Reframe that. Tell yourself, if not now, when? Because there will never be a perfect time. The time is now. The person is you. And the mindset shift starts the moment you decide it does. Let me ask you something. Are you controlling your money, or is your money controlling you? Don't answer too quick. Sit with that. Because most people don't like the answer when they're honest with themselves. They realize their money tells them where to live, what car to drive, when they can take a vacation, even whether they can sleep peacefully at night. That's not control. That's slavery. And the only way you break free is by flipping the script, by putting yourself in command. So let me ask you again, are you the one giving the orders, or are you the one taking them? Are you telling your money what to do, or is your money bossing you around? Here's another one. When was the last time you looked at your bank account and felt proud? Not just relieved that the bills were paid, not just glad you weren't overdrafted, but proud. Proud. Because what you saw was the result of your discipline, your decisions, your sacrifices. Some of you haven't felt that in years. And that's not because you're incapable. It's because you've been on autopilot. You've been reacting instead of commanding. And here's the punch. Money doesn't care about your feelings. Money doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, or distracted. Money doesn't care if you had a rough childhood, if your boss is unfair, or if life hasn't been kind. Money listens to action. That's it. And if you're not taking action, then you're just telling stories to make yourself feel better. So let me put it in your face. Do you want to be in the same financial position 1 year from now? 5 years from now? 10 years from now? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you keep thinking the way you've been thinking, spending the way you've been spending, choosing the way you've been choosing, then don't be surprised when your life looks the same. But if you want something different, you've got to decide right now that your old way of thinking is done. Done. Over. You bury it here. You walk out of this room with a new standard, a new identity, a new mindset. So let me hit you with this. What's your standard? Is your standard survival, just scraping by? Is your standard making just enough to cover bills and pray nothing unexpected happens? Or is your standard freedom, power, options? Because your life rises to the level of your standard. And if you set the bar low, guess what? You'll always hit it. Think about this. How many times have you told yourself you'll start tomorrow? You'll start saving tomorrow. You'll start budgeting tomorrow. You'll start learning tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and what happens? Nothing. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And before you know it, 10 years of tomorrows have passed you by. You're still in the same place, just older and more tired. So let me be blunt. Later is the biggest lie you've ever told yourself. Later is how people stay broke forever. So I'm asking you right now, when is it going to be enough? When are you going to get angry at your own excuses? When are you going to draw the line and say, no more? I will not settle for this cycle. I will not keep living small. Because here's the reality. You don't need another motivational talk. You don't need another book or another video or another podcast to tell you what you already know. You need to move. You need to act. You need to put down the excuses and pick up responsibility. Money respects discipline. Money respects consistency. Money respects those who respect themselves enough to do the hard thing when no one's watching. That's why wealthy people aren't lucky. They're disciplined. That's why successful people don't stay successful by accident. They stay successful because they keep doing the work long after the excitement is gone. So let me turn this into a challenge. For the next 30 days, what if you made one non-negotiable rule for yourself about money? 1, maybe it's no impulse spending. Maybe it's saving a set percentage. Maybe it's learning one new skill that can increase your value. 1 rule. 1 standard. Do you think your life would look different 30 days from now? Absolutely. So why don't most people do it? Because they're addicted to comfort. because they'd rather stay the same than do the uncomfortable thing that leads to change. But that's not going to be you. Not anymore, because you've already heard too much truth to go back to sleep. You've already been called out, and you can't unhear it. You can't unknow it. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to take these habits, these reframes, these challenges, and apply them? Or are you going to leave this room, this video, this moment, and let it fade away like every other thing you've ever said you'd do? Because the difference between people who win and people who lose is not talent, it's not luck, it's not opportunity, it's execution. The ones who win are the ones who execute. So let me ask you one last question. Will you execute? Will you take action? Will you do what others won't so you can live how others can't? Because at the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. Not your job. Not the government. Not some miracle. The only person who can save you is staring back at you in the mirror every single morning. And until that person decides enough is enough, nothing changes. Money doesn't respect talk. Money respects action. And it's your time to take it. Now we've come full circle. You've heard the truth. You've been given the blueprint. You've felt the sting of the questions I've thrown at you. And now the real moment begins, the moment of decision. Because nothing I've said tonight matters unless you decide to move on it. Words don't build wealth. Action does. So I want you to picture your future self right now. 5 years from today. If you keep doing what you're doing now, where will you be? Same bills, same stress, same paycheck, same story. Maybe a little more tired, maybe a little more bitter. That's the path of comfort, the path of later, the path of excuses. That's the version of you that let fear win. That's the version of you that let money keep its chains around your neck. Now picture another version of yourself, 5 years from today, but this time you've lived these 7 habits. You've chosen discipline over impulse. You've studied and learned. You've lived below your means and stacked. You've invested in yourself until your value skyrocketed. You've built multiple streams, stayed uncomfortable, protected and grew your wealth. That version of you looks back with pride, not regret. That version of you lives free, not in chains. That version of you doesn't stress every time a bill shows up, because the money is there. That version of you gets to choose, gets to live, gets to lead. So here's the question. Which version are you going to choose? Because both are available. Both are waiting. And the only difference is the decision you make tonight. Don't wait until life forces you to change. Don't wait until the debt collectors are at your door, until your job lets you go, until your back is against the wall. Change before you have to. Change because you choose to. Because the person who chooses change before crisis is the one who gets ahead. Everyone else is playing catch up. So here's your call to action. Pick one habit. 1. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to flip your whole life overnight. Choose one habit and attack it relentlessly for the next 30 days. Make it your identity. Live it, breathe it, own it, until it becomes automatic. Then add the next, and the next. Layer by layer, you will rebuild yourself into someone unrecognizable. But if you walk away from this and do nothing, if you go back to scrolling, back to wasting, back to complaining, then don't lie to yourself about wanting change. You don't want it, because people who want it prove it. They take action, they make sacrifices, they do what others won't. And those sacrifices, they're temporary. The reward is permanent. I'll tell you something about wealth. Wealth doesn't show up for people who kind of want it. Wealth doesn't bow down to people who dip their toe in and hope. Wealth respects commitment. Wealth respects obsession. Wealth shows up when you go all in. So don't you dare walk out of here lukewarm. Decide you're going all in. Decide you're done playing small. Here's the truth. Someone out there is going to take what I've said tonight and run with it. They're going to change their habits, change their thinking, change their life. And someone else will hear the exact same words and do nothing. Same message, different outcome. Why? Because one chose to act. So which one are you? The one who listens and stays the same, or the one who listens and rises? Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for someone to hand you the opportunity of a lifetime. You are the opportunity. You are the resource. You are the one who gets to decide what happens next. No one is coming. No one is saving you. It's you. It's always been you. And yes, it will be hard. Yes, it will test you. Yes, it will require sacrifice. But so does being broke. So does being stressed. So does living paycheck to paycheck with no options and no freedom. You're already sacrificing, you're just not getting a return on it. So if you're going to sacrifice anyway, why not sacrifice for something that pays you back? So tonight, I'm challenging you. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight. Pick one move, one step, one action that proves to yourself that you are serious. Cancel that subscription you don't need. Transfer that money into savings. Start that book you've been putting off. Build that side hustle you keep saying you'll get to. Send that email. Make that call. Start the damn process. Because motion creates momentum. And momentum is how change begins. This is your line in the sand. You can keep living the old story, the old mindset, the old excuses, or you can start writing a new one right here, right now. No one will remember what you said. No one will remember what you thought about doing. But they will remember what you did. You will remember what you did. So what's it going to be? Are you going to talk about it or are you going to be about it? Because money doesn't respect talk. Money respects action. And tonight your action begins. Walk out of here knowing you're done settling. Walk out of here knowing you've raised your standard. Walk out of here knowing you've chosen to live with power, not excuses. And one day, when you look back, you'll thank yourself for this moment. This is the turning point. This is the day you decided to stop letting money control you and start controlling your money. This is the day you chose freedom. Now go take it.